Hey guys, I wanted to talk about the subject of wisdom. In this season, I felt like God has given me this, I don't say idea because it's nothing new, but in this season, I've been building what I call is a wisdom table. And there's a scripture in Proverbs that says, wisdom comes in the counsel of many. And I think that's sometimes conflicting, right? Because you're like, with more voices involved, doesn't it just get crazy? Like, I feel like wisdom would get crazy. And so he's been showing me a lot about who sits at my table, who I need at my table. And I wanted to talk about some of those people. Obviously, some of those people are my best friends. They have an influence in my heart and into my decision making. And so I laugh because I'm like, I have best friends that like are truth tellers, but they're also super empathetic and super like very there and very present for my heart, which is great. So I have some of those at my table. And in this season, I feel like he's giving me people that are ahead of me, like whether literally like they're older than me or they're just ahead of me and what I feel like my calling is. They're doing things that I'm like, oh, like that's kind of what I see myself doing. And I have like put them at this table. And then I also have people that are kind of behind me, which sounds kind of funny, right? You're like, why did you put people behind you? But they're not necessarily behind me, but whether they're freshly saved or just their zeal, like their zeal for the Lord. Like I realize for me in this season, it's hard. Like I have things that are fighting to make my heart hard. That's hard to say. But like there's things that are like fighting for my attention. And so I've kind of put some people on my table, shockingly, that aren't necessarily ahead of me, but they are like super like zealous for God, and I'm enjoying having them at my table because it reminds me to just run after him, like be passionate, be crazy, like do something and like do it with so much passion that the world's like, what is going on with that girl? She's crazy. And so like it's having this eclectic group of people at this table, and from like my heart opening up to this table saying these are decisions I need to make, these are things that I see coming. We all kind of collectively, like not literally, we don't all really sit at a table, although I think that would be legit. But like talking to this person, that person, I'm getting wisdom from what they carry, and I'm able to go, okay, I can see things that I couldn't see on my own. And that's the point of having people like on this at this wisdom table, is that this person that's been running in ministry for way longer than I have can see hindrances that I can't see coming. So they're able to go, hey Shay, like, you know, this, that, and the other. And then like, you know, like my best friend can say, hey Shay, I feel like you can't forget this aspect, that you really need to check in on yourself and make sure you're resting and have a Sabbath. And so there's these different kinds of people. They're truth tellers. They're so encouraging. And like in this season, I felt like the Lord was sharing with me, like it's really important that you begin to create that table, like a round table almost, for like where I'm taking you. Like you're gonna need people beyond your years. You're gonna need people pushing you behind you with their passion. Like, go Shay, like do this thing, like go, who cares? Like just go for it. And it's important to have all of those things. And from that table creates a place for wisdom to be birthed. So wisdom does come in the counsel of many. It's not confusing. It actually has brought lots of clarity to my heart, to where I can respond by going, okay, this could be a hindrance coming. This could be something coming up the way, and I'm prepared. And so it's this crazy weird thing that I never thought was like a real thing, because we're like, wisdom comes in the counsel of many. But in my heart, I was like, whatever, that just sounds crazy and confusing. And so I want to encourage you, who is on your table and who do you need at your table? Lots of places hire people to hire their weakness. What is your weakness, and who do you need at that table to strengthen and lift your weakness up so that it becomes a strength in you? I want to challenge you that you are not made to do life alone. I say it again, as much as you think that you can do that, you were not made to live life alone. God called people groups. He called the Israelites. He called tribes. He called the Levites. No one was called to do it alone, and neither are you. Neither am I. So who's on your team? Who's with you, and who are you with? It matters, because when life starts to shake you and jank you straight up, you can fall back on these people. They're going to remind you who you are. They're going to remind you of your calling. They're going to remind you to take care of yourself. They're going to let you cry. They're going to let you freaking lose it when you need to lose it. And they're going to hug you, and they're going to celebrate you. So who are those people? Because you were not made to do it alone. So I challenge you to find those people. Make a list. What do I need on this at this table? Who do I need at this table? What kind of person? And what kind of person do I need to be at somebody else's table? Have a great day.